Assalamualaikum and good evening. You're now with me, Yusuf Shukri for TVS Nightline. Our top story. Sarawak has reached an agreement in principle to supply renewable energy to Singapore via a special cross-border corridor being developed with Malaysia, Singapore and Indonesia. Premier Datuk Parti Kitan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng says the plan centres on a subsea power cable capable of transmitting up to 1 gigawatt direct from Sarawak to Singapore, with technical talks now underway among the governments. He added that a power purchase agreement is slated for signing at the upcoming ASEAN Energy Summit in Kuala Lumpur, involving Malaysia, Singapore and Sarawak.
Yes, there is a arrangement and agreement in principle. The Sarawak will supply green energy from Sarawak to Singapore through what we call a special corridor. And what happened now is we are still discussing between Malaysian government, Singapore government and Indonesian government, so as to enable the cable to be built direct to Singapore or to Malaysian waters, but diverted to Singapore for us to supply 1 gigawatt of power from Sarawak.
He said this after officiating the Sarawak Mega Fair 2025 in Singapore, which showcased the state's latest products, technologies and green energy initiatives. The construction of the subsea cable is slated to begin as early as next year, he said, subject to the global shortage of cable supply. At present, more than 60% of Sarawak's power generation is derived from hydro sources, with the remainder from low-carbon gas turbines, gradually transitioning to renewables such as solar and biomass. Entrepreneurs in Sarawak have recorded a combined sales of 2.5 million ringgit this year through the Bumiputra Business Coaching IBBC program run by the National Entrepreneurship Institute, or INSKEN. The high-impact coaching created 39 new jobs, which INSKEN Board of Trustees Chairman Datuk Mustafa Kamil Ayub said demonstrates how structured mentoring and digital tools can lift business performance and enable local entrepreneurs to grow more strategically and sustainably.
Melihat kepada pencapaian tersebut, saya boleh katakan ianya adalah amat cemerlang dan baik sekali. Melalui program IBBC ini, usahawan Sarawak telah merekodkan peningkatan jualan sebanyak 2.5 juta dan mencipta 39 pekerjaan baru yang telah dibentangkan sebentar tadi. Sama ada pengusaha restoran, gerai makanan yang telah berjaya meningkatkan margin keuntungan sebanyak 18% melalui program ini.
Participants say the program sharpened operations, marketing and digital commerce from social content to marketplace selling, delivering tangible gains in sales and margins.
Saya sebelum ni adalah pembeli. Saya bukan penjual, tapi saya apabila saya masuk INSKEN, saya dibimbing oleh coach Sophia. Mereka bantu saya buat TikTok, akaun TikTok, Shopee.
Mula-mula kita rasa skeptikal. Sebab kita dah jadi usahawan, tiba-tiba dah pergi belajar. Tapi bila kami masuk INSKEN, bawa kami tahu yang kami buat selama tu semuanya salah. Okay, daripada kita ambil pekerja salah, pekerja saya dah SOP, saya dah sistem. Jadi di INSKEN lah yang ajar kami satu persatu.
The graduation ceremony also recognized outstanding participants, including Alster Robert, Ismail Hanizam and Sarifah Afzan, across supermarket sales and cafe and restaurant cohorts. The coaching program is delivered in continuous collaboration with Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia, AIM Sarawak and the Sarawak Social Welfare Department JKMS. On to our next update. A senior student who first found ZARA Khairina Mahathir on the morning of July 16th told the coroner's court today that her daily routine involved waking up early to do her laundry and then collecting water for bathing before preparing for dawn prayers. She is the 15th child witness and was testifying on the 24th day of the inquest into ZARA's death before coroner Amir Shah Amir Hassan. According to a summary of her testimony provided by lawyer Muhammad Shahrul Niza Muhammad Saleh, who represents Zara's mother, the witness sets an alarm for 3 a.m. daily. And on the morning of the incident, she reported hearing a sound like something falling before she got up, but was not sure what it was as she was still drowsy. Meanwhile, lawyer Joan Goh, who represents one of the students in Zara's bullying case, noted that the witness also testified she woke up early to avoid queuing for the washing machine later. The witness further testified that while going downstairs to the hostel's ground floor to use the washing machine, she saw a student lying unconscious across the drain but received no response when she called out to her. She then called out to the hostel security guard Lina Mandoding alias Jaliha for help. In September, Lina testified that the senior student reported finding the victim while she was on duty that night. The student explained she had woken up early to wash clothes, and Lina confirmed that the senior student was the first person to find the teenager unconscious on July 16th. 3 male secondary school students in Baling, Kedah have been remanded to assist investigation of an alleged gang rape case. Kedah Police Chief Dato' Azli Abdul Shah said another teenager was also arrested, not only for his suspected involvement, but also for distributing the video from the alleged case. Police said the case came to light after the video was circulated among students at the same school. The victim's mother lodged a police report after being informed by the school's discipline teacher.
Ibu mangsa, saya katakan, terus bergegas ke sekolah dan telah berjumpa dengan pihak guru dan dimaklumkan dan didapati benarlah dalam kes ni.
Azli said all 4 suspects were arrested at around 9:30 p.m. on Sunday, and investigations revealed that the suspects had engaged in sexual acts with the victim between May and August inside a classroom, at a palm oil plantation, and at the victim's house. The suspects have been remanded for 5 days since Monday, and police have seized 4 mobile phones to further probe the case under Section 375B of the Penal Code for gang rape and the transmission of child pornography. Meanwhile, the Kedah State Education Department confirmed that 3 of the students involved have been expelled from school following the incident. The Kuching Magistrates Court has fixed November 21st for further mention on the case of a man charged with the murder of a 3-year-old girl at Kampung Rampangi, Jalan Sultan Tengah on October 7th. The accused, Muhammad Shukri Ryan, 32, allegedly committed the offence at about 7:45 p.m. at Lot 591, Lorong Meranti 1E, Kampung Rampangi. The charge, framed under Section 302 of the Penal Code for the murder of Nur Zahika Zainuddin, carries the death penalty of imprisonment of up to 30 to 40 years, with not less than 12 strokes if death sentence is not imposed. The charge was read before Magistrate Nur Shahika Nazwa Razali, with prosecution led by Deputy Public Prosecutor Chua Kai Sheng. The accused was unrepresented and no plea was recorded. The court set the date pending receipt of the post-mortem report. The accused also faces separate drug-related charges in Magistrates Court 2 and 3 on the same day. Meanwhile, the government will decide on issues of discipline and safety involving school students tomorrow, following reports of several inappropriate incidents lately. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said he held a brief discussion with Education Minister Fadlina Sidek regarding the matter earlier today.
So kita bincang kabinet detail. Bila bincang tadi saya bincang sedikit dengan menteri dan beberapa orang. Besok kita buat keputusan. Okay.
Yesterday, the Prime Minister said that stern action to address disciplinary and safety issues in schools which require swift intervention will be discussed by the Cabinet. Lately, several serious incidents involving students have been reported, including a murder case at a school in Bandar Utama, Petaling Jaya, as well as rape cases involving several students in Melaka and Kedah. Another matter that has caught the attention of the public is the rise in bullying cases in schools, with the Education Ministry's data showing that 7,681 cases were recorded last year compared to 6,528 in 2023. In another development, the Ministry of Education MOE will introduce a new subject called Character Education beginning next year. Education Minister Fadlina Side says the subject will serve as the core foundation for the 2027 school curriculum.
Jadi bermula tahun hadapan, bermula dengan kurikulum ini akan dimulakan oleh prasekolah, akan memulakan terlebih dahulu terkait rapat dengan kurikulum baru ini, dan pendekatan pendidikan karakter ini akan menjadi tunjang yang akan terus diberikan perhatian penuh berkaitan dengan apa yang dihasratkan oleh seluruh warga pendidikan terkait rapat dengan pendidikan karakter. Terima kasih.
Fadlina also addressed accusations regarding the MOE trying to sweep issues under the rug, saying that MOE is not trying to conceal or hide anything. Rather, some incidents reported in schools were already known to the relevant authorities but were perceived as minor or temporary issues. The minister said this perception of minor issues has led to lighter intervention measures, resulting in certain cases not receiving adequate attention or thorough investigation. Back in Sarawak, its authorities have seized around 30,000 turtle eggs so far this year, a surge that points to intensifying cross-border smuggling along the state's Indonesian frontier. SFC Deputy General Manager Japani Bujang says most hauls were made near Serikin and Teluk Melano, with traffickers using land and coastal routes to move contraband from Indonesia into Sarawak. He added that 7 court cases on turtle egg smuggling have been filed to date. The update came after a customs-led briefing in Sematan on the latest round of Operasi Bersepadu Khazanah (OBK). Meanwhile, Customs Director General Dato' Anis Rizana Muhammad Zainuddin said OBK brings together customs, police, Perhilitan, SFC and other agencies to disrupt wildlife and timber syndicates nationwide. From April to September, OBK recorded 444 arrests and seizures worth 204.43 million ringgit, with KLIA as a key hub. Anis noted syndicates are shifting to small, repeated consignments via luggage, couriers and retail outlets. In Sarawak, courts have handed down prison terms of 4 to 8 months and fines of up to 55,000 ringgit in recent cases involving turtle eggs and live tortoises, with SFC and police driving enforcement. On to our final development for the night. Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Mustafa has presented a $67 billion reconstruction blueprint for Gaza, outlining a 5-year strategy to rebuild the war-torn enclave and restore unity between Gaza and the West Bank. The announcement came just days after a US-brokered ceasefire took effect amid ongoing debates over who will govern Gaza after the war.
When meeting with UN officials and foreign diplomats, Mustafa said the plan covers 18 key sectors including housing, education and governance and will be rolled out in 3 phases.
على 5 سنوات في 3 مراحل. المرحلة الأولى لمدة 6 شهور، احتياجاتها تقديرنا حوالي 3.5 مليار، وفي أولويات معروفة لها علاقة بالواقع على الأرض. المرحلة الثانية لمدة 3 سنوات وتكلفتها الأولية حوالي 30 مليار دولار، والمرحلة الثالثة والأخيرة نستكمل فيها ما نستطيع، وإن شاء الله إنه الأموال تتوفر بمبلغ 67 مليار على هذه.
The Palestinian Authority, or PA, has not governed Gaza since Hamas seized control in 2007, though it still provides limited services there. Mustafa said he hopes the PA will be fully operational in Gaza within 12 months. The plan builds on commitment made during the Arab Summit in Cairo earlier this year, with police training programs already underway in coordination with Egypt and Jordan. The PA is also engaged in talks with the European Union on border security, customs management and policing systems. The EU remains one of the authority's largest donors.
And that's all the time we have for tonight's TVS Nightline. Once again, I'm Yusuf Shukri. Thank you for watching. Good night. Assalamualaikum.